Erickson, you signed up for the Kaivalya Regenerative Cellular Detoxification. We haven't done the full program like I would normally do it. You've been easing into it, but there's been some amazing benefits to that.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, it's been 8, 9, 12 plus weeks.
Yeah.
At least 3 months. It's been at least 3 months.
I figured 3 months.
Yeah, but there's been some changes going on. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started doing the greens, I drank that and went running, and I was like, wow, I have so much energy. I didn't feel sluggish. I felt great, and I was like, this stuff is really good. And I tried the other products before she had us on. This is way better. But yeah, we've been doing gradually easing off the meat, you know, and just doing more fruits and veggies, more raw stuff as we can. About 2 drinks a day if we can. But yeah, slowly getting off that, I feel like I don't really miss the meat, and I've got more energy, and I've lost about 10 pounds almost.
Now, is that 10 pounds in the 3 months? Because, well, let me ask you this question. 3 years ago, when you were on the product, and then you used it all up, and then you didn't get more. From then, has it been 10 pounds or more than 10? Were you heavier 3 years ago?
I think I was, yeah. And I gained some since then too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So it could be 15 in total. Not a huge amount.
But I mean, since I weighed myself, well, this has been about a month. We've been doing that part of it. I lost about 10 pounds in a month. So to me, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So we didn't have any like specific hardcore goals. It was really just easing off some of the heavily processed foods and a little bit of education about what's really going on with the processed food system. And so you didn't even really think about the weight much. It just kind of came off, and it seems like it surprised you a little bit.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I saw him lose like 20 pounds, you know, but I was like, oh, I had to weigh myself, and I was like, I actually lost 10 pounds. Cool.
And how was that feeling generally? Are you feeling more lively when you first wake up in the morning, or anything specific?
Mostly, yes. And I use that kind of instead of coffee to get me going. I'll have a green drink, and that gets me going.
Well, so that's right. You quit coffee, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, you were able to get off of coffee, and then some of the heavy processed foods, some of the heavier meats. You're still eating a little bit of fish or lamb or something.
We haven't had any meat in close to a month now. So,
really?
Yeah.
And you haven't missed it at all or anything?
No.
Okay.
And I think because we gradually went off it and didn't just cut it out completely, it's easier for me. And yeah, I'm good with it. I feel really good.
You're still feeling energetic. And,
yeah. And some days I'm hungrier than others, so I'll eat a little more salad or something, or berries, and whatever. Yeah, and then I'm fine. And it really helps me with work too.
So, as somebody who's involved in Shaolin training on a regular basis, your husband is very much a Shaolin practitioner.
Yes.
Any difference in your training efforts? Or?
Yeah, well, we've been working even harder than I have in a while, so it's kind of out of shape. But being on this, I feel better. I feel stronger. And
Good.
lighter. Yeah.
Right.
At first, I thought I was feeling weak, and I figured I was detoxing, but now I'm starting to feel really good.
Well, that's terrific. I mean, that's all good news across the board. And again, I think you answered this, but I'm going to ask again. Is there any one part of this process that you went, oh my gosh, yes? Something along those lines?
Well, it just kind of confirms things I've already thought. You know, I've always thought more holistically, and it makes sense that food is medicine. You know, and to think about all the things that foods are doing to your system, especially now with GMOs and everything. We kind of already knew that, but it's kind of hard to just completely go raw. Things are so expensive, so we're doing the best we can. Yeah, it just was like, I don't want to stop doing this kind of feeling, you know. I like how I feel, and I don't want to go back to it.
And foods are very social as well, so it's hard to drop some things right away.
Like, I'll go to my grandparents, and I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to eat a chicken wing or whatever they're making. I'm going to have a little bit of it. But you don't have to gorge out. And eating like this, I can't. I can't eat as much as I used to.
you can't eat as much.
I physically can't. I get full and I'm like, no, I'm done. I don't want any more of this.
Yeah, probably the green drinks have been filling in. So you've been learning then that there are foods that have a much deeper cellular value or a deeper level of cellular nutrition for your system. And when you get that nutrition, then the body's satisfied, right? So, so many of the processed food are completely nutritionless. So when you eat them, you fill up. But then you're like, I'm kind of full, but I'm still kind of hungry. Well, it's because your system is still craving actual, genuine nutrition, not just filler foods. And so when you switch over to my green mix, then you're getting that nutrition. Now you've gotten rid of some of the processed foods. It's easing up the pressure on your glands. And so you're actually getting nutrition and being able to operate with less weight. Things are easier, and you're not feeling. I think it's great that you're not feeling that you need the meat.
No, I was kind of surprised because I like meat, but I guess because we've eased off of this, and I'm good. And there's so many other vegan choices out there too, and recipes.
Meat's a part of majority of people's diets. But when you learn about the consciousness of food and how it interplays with your conscious system, then we're not looking for the taste so much as the vibratory relationship to your being or the vibration, high or low, of the food. You start craving those foods that have a very high vibration, and then over time, what happened to me is it's like, wait a second, I just want those foods. I don't need the other foods. They're not truly nourishing my system, because when you're eating meats, you're primarily eating the adrenaline of the animal that was slaughtered. It's not the meat so much that builds a muscle. It's, well, that's a whole other story, but so when you ingest that consciousness or that high vibration, that's what you're feeling. And the cool part is, the more that you do that, the more that you'll start just continually craving those high vibe foods and not even thinking about meat at all anymore.
Yeah,
it's
and I was
quite amazing.
afraid too before that I wouldn't get enough protein from meat, not having meat, and I'm fine. Like, I don't feel, I was weak in the beginning, but I feel good now, so I don't miss it.
Awesome.
Which is good, yeah.
I'm so happy that you joined the program and you're taking all the information in. It's not just a 30-day program. Like, there's no way to complete it in 30 or 40 days. It's really a multi-year kind of a thing, right? So if we've been abusing our bodies for decades, then it's going to take a little bit to unwind that. So a 30 or 40 day detox is a great start, but the way that you're doing it also works as well. It doesn't matter exactly how you start unless you have an extremely degenerative condition. What matters most is that you just start and start to digest the information and the processes that lead to a really high vibration feeling for yourself on a regular basis.
Right.
Were you taking any pharmaceuticals before, or aspirins, or things?
Actually, I didn't even think about this, but I was getting migraines all the time, and I would take ibuprofen for it, and it got rid of the pain mostly, but it was still there, and usually my migraines last a couple days. They just don't go away, and I don't think I've had any. I have to think about it. I just realized, I don't think I've had very many.
So are we talking in the last 6 months, the last year, or?
Well, honestly, probably the last few months, yeah.
Few months. Okay, so pretty much when you got back on the greens and really started.
Once I was more serious about it too, and really got into,
Excellent. That's a great result.
And I honestly, I haven't been taking my multivitamin anymore. I was taking these herbs for my sinuses. And they were really great, but I haven't needed them. So I haven't been taking
Excellent.
those either.
So we're going to consider that a big success. So we have the weight loss, feeling more alert, not needing any of the pharmaceuticals, your congestion clearing up. All of these things are showing that the body is healing. It's wonderful. And any news about your daughter? She's been on the greens as well.
Yeah, she's actually had like sinus stuff for most of her life. Nobody could figure out why. So I just cut her off dairy mostly if we could, because that would make her more clogged up. But she's been doing mostly just fruits and of course the greens. I'll give her that for lunch, and she might have a small meal with us, but pushing more of the fruits mostly. And for a couple days I was just like, you're just gonna have fruit juice and fruit, you know, pretty much all day. That's all you're gonna have. And since she's been doing that, she's had hardly any sinus stuff, not like she used to.
Terrific.
So it's really helping with that. Yeah.
Good. Excellent. That's great news. Well, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.